I mean, first off, I feel like Breaking Bad and Fargo are standalone, incredible things. So even to be put into the same category of those is like a really nice blessing. As far as the characters bleeding in, I mean, I'm sure that, yeah, I think uncontrollably or subconsciously, there are obviously characters that will bleed into others. I did feel like Cliff was such a fish out of water. He was an everyman character, which I feel like I've kind of played before, but not an everyman character that's so out of his element. So there was a certain sense of a shock I felt like that Cliff was in a lot of the time that he was trying to, play off as him being comfortable. And I think that led to a lot of a sort of stillness in the character of Cliff, of him pretending to know what he's doing while not knowing at all what he's doing. First time working together, first time we met. Yeah, he was great. It was amazing to see him, come on the first day and see the character that he's put together. I really loved it, and just felt like, oh wow, this brings such a new element to the film, and it's going to make it better. And not to mention, he's, was a big fan of his, from Game of Thrones, and he was just so lovely to be around and such a lovely person to work with. And we had a lot of fun, working on this one together. A lot of cutting up. Yeah, I mean both. I mean all of those actors. I always love to see what an actor's, sort of character they're bringing. Stephen Dorff. It was awesome for him to come in and do those couple scenes. I'd worked with him on True Detective, and
Oh yeah.
Rod lives very close to him, so I think in the midst of us talking, we were kind of like, well, what if Steven? Why you think Steven would come and play one of these things? And he was like, yeah, sure. And Ethan Suplee, I've known for a long time, big fan. He has such a great career. Same with Josh Lucas. So yeah, it was really nice to see that these guys come and support a film that I'm helming or leading. And there was one point during the shoot that I was like, wow, this is great that these guys would come out here and support me on this film. So this is really, really grateful and really gracious of them. It's more of like, I feel like, am I right for this role? Is this role challenging? What have you? But yeah, I mean, I'm open to Marvel films, comic book, sci-fi, all of it. If I had to say, in Marvel, there's particular, or comic book, there's particular characters that I'm definitely more interested in, not mostly the villains. The Penguin has always been something, but I think Colin Farrell is playing the Penguin in a show and doing a phenomenal job. So you also get these ideas that you want to play something and you can see another actor play it, and then you're kind of like, that was so well done that I don't want to touch it, or I don't want to go near it, So there's that too. There's also a lot of great performances that you don't want to try and follow up. Heath Ledger and Joaquin were just phenomenal in those roles, absolutely phenomenal. And so best to just leave them,
Of course.
The Joker you'll watch in 20 years and it will still hold up, I couldn't be more excited. I had the opportunity to take a look at it, and it's really well done. The pacing is incredible. It moves really fast, and it's different than the original of the Danish film. And James Watkins, he put together such an interesting film, and the cast was amazing. James McAvoy was absolutely phenomenal in every take. I mean, there's so much stuff that he did that was amazing that didn't make it into the cut, that that I was just like, he's just a wonderful actor to watch on a day-to-day basis. So I really had a great time working with him, and he's incredibly talented and can be crazy on screen. He was just great. The whole cast was wonderful. We had such a great time working together, and we were all in one place for one time, and I think the movie's really good. I think people are really going to like it. It's going to take you for a ride. And the original was just as well done, different, but I think it's I'm really excited for people to see it. Yeah, the Mari Heller, adapted the screenplay from a book of the same title, Nightbitch. It's interesting. It's completely different. Amy Adams is phenomenal in it. I had such a wonderful time working with her and Mari, and it's such a different film, but yet so sort of, it's weird, grounded, but it's not grounded. I'm really interested to see audiences' response to it. I think people are really going to like it. I'm really excited to see what people. I loved it. I just laughed and thought it was funny and couldn't be more truthful, in this sort of world. So I think it's December that film comes out. So yes, those two I'm very, very excited, as well as another film called Fairyland that should be coming out this year. That all three of those films I'm really excited for people to see. I just thought it was Andrew Durham, the filmmaker. He wrote the screenplay, and I just thought he wrote an incredible, heartfelt script, and I just think it's a really important film, and it sheds a lot of light on the AIDS epidemic, and also that time period in San Francisco and the Castro, that I learned a lot just researching and working on this film about a lot of things about the gay community and whatnot that I did not know about. And so for me, it was very educational. And at the end of it, I felt like Steve's story was an incredibly important story to tell. So I was elated to just be a part of it. I mean, of course, I think everybody's had their eye on Paul Thomas Anderson, and many have worked with him. I have not. I, probably get off this interview and probably see how I can't track down his number and just put in a call and just say, hey, man, if I can hold coffee for you on set, like, I'll do it if you'll have me. Yeah, I think he makes really great films, and he's somebody I really want to work with. But man, there's a list. I promise you, there's a whole slew of filmmakers that I've been really dying to work with, and have been really lucky to even have the opportunity to meet or even work with. So yeah, we'll see. You never know. Onward and upward, and I'm very, very grateful and lucky and happy to be working at all. So. I don't think he's made a bad movie, or I don't think he's made a movie that I hadn't liked. Even the ones that didn't critically do as well, I still loved those films as well. Yep. So